Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're brand new here, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back. My name is Crystal and I am a full-time reseller on Poshmark, eBay, Mercari, ThreadUp, and The RealReal. And all that means is I sell people's trash on the internet, and that's how I pay my bills. So if you're interested in any of that, or if you're just like, I wonder how this girl sells trash on the internet and like isn't homeless, then hit the subscribe button and you can see kind of what I'm up to. Also, if you like any of these videos, give it a thumbs up on the way out. And then if you know anybody who would like to see these videos, consider sharing it with them. Let me give you a little bit of context for this video. This is the third time that I'm shooting this video because nothing ever goes the way that I expect it to. When I'm filming, it's like as soon as I turn the camera on, literally like everything falls apart. It's just like, oh, things are falling, the dogs are barking, the mailman's here, mom's out of work. It's just all these things. So hopefully third time is the charm. This video is going to be mostly geared towards brand new poshers. So if you are not a brand new posher, maybe this isn't the video for you. Or maybe you just want to see what I have to say and you'll just hang around anyway. I have a lot of people in my personal life that are starting, oh my goodness, I can't talk, starting a Poshmark closet and or have a Poshmark closet and are a little confused about the app. I am not an expert. I will just throw that out there right now. I'm not an expert at all, but I have been selling on Poshmark for 2.5 years. So I've kind of failed my way through some of this stuff. And maybe if you don't have to, you can just learn from kind of my mistakes. So I have compiled a list of 10 frequently asked questions that I get on the regular, and I'm just gonna walk you through what my answers are. And obviously, like, my answers are just my opinion and like my experience, what I've learned through YouTube and Instagram and all of that, but they are by no means the absolute answer. So if you don't like my answers, or you're like, that's wrong, or whatever, you are welcome to go and find answers other places. I won't be mad. My feelings won't be hurt. And also, this video could be irrelevant in 3 weeks, you know, because Poshmark is constantly changing. So take everything that you learn with a grain of salt. But if you're interested in my opinions at all for some of these questions, then stay tuned. If you follow me on Instagram, you may have remembered me putting up a post asking if you had any questions about Poshmark, and I did get some responses, so those questions will be in my list of the 10 questions that I came up with. Some of them are your questions, some of them are just questions that I've been asked a lot, and that's pretty much just what this video is going to be. I'm just going to walk you through the 10 questions and answer them to the best of my ability. Also, I will say, please don't feel like anything is a dumb question. If you have a question, feel free to leave it in the comments below and I will try and answer it if I know the answer or find out from somebody who might. If you don't want your question public for whatever reason, then you can send me a DM on Instagram and I'll do my best also to answer you if I have the knowledge. So, okay. I wrote down all of the questions in my notebook, so please forgive me for looking down. We're going to start with question number 1. What is the difference between a posh party, between a posh closet and a posh boutique? Okay, I'm going to give you my understanding of this, and this could be wrong, okay? But I'm going to give you what I understand. Boutique items are supposed to be items that have never touched a retail floor. So if you bought something at TJ Maxx and it still has the tags on it, it's brand new, that is not considered boutique. Boutique would be if you bought a wholesale lot. So a lot of people buy B&G boxes or other wholesale stuff. That would be considered boutique. Or also Poshmark has this whole page where they have wholesale that they sell. That would also be considered boutique. Most of what I see on Poshmark for boutique does come from the Poshmark wholesale page. I don't know if that's a requirement. I'm pretty sure it's not, but don't quote me on that. So that's the difference between boutique is just items that haven't touched a retail floor, and a closet can be anything, either new with tags or used or any of that stuff. So most of us just have a closet, but there are people who run their entire businesses and they only have boutiques. So it's really a preference, and then obviously like the profit margins and everything, you have to figure that out. But that, I hope that's helpful. I don't know. That's my understanding of boutiques. Does Poshmark allow trades? Okay, yes, they do. However, here's my 2 cents on trades, okay? In order for you to complete a trade, you would need to mark your item at $3 because Poshmark doesn't care that you're trading, they still want their fee. So their fee is $2.95 for items lower than $15. So you would need, they won't let you list anything lower than $3, okay? So you have to pay $3 plus you have to pay for the shipping, which is $7.11. So you're looking at $10.11 for a trade. If your item that you're trading is not worth that, trades might not be the way to go, okay? Now, the person that you're trading with also has to do the same thing. Then you have to trust each other to send the right item. And Poshmark does not back trades, okay? So if you are trading for a pair of shoes and somebody sends you a men's shirt, oh well, you have a men's shirt now, and they get to keep your item. So you don't get your item back if you're not happy with the trade, okay? So Poshmark doesn't back any of that. They allow it, like it's not something that they're gonna kick you off the app for or anything like that, but they don't back them. Also, I feel like trades were a thing when the app first came out. I don't see them as much anymore. I did get asked this question recently, so it's still a thing, but it's not as big of a thing as it used to be 2 or 3 years ago. So that's my 2 cents on trades. Honestly, like, I wouldn't do it. If you asked me my opinion on whether or not I would consider a trade, the answer is always no. So it is what it is, right? But if you've got like a low end item that you're just trying to get rid of and you think, you know, that something else is worth the trade, then give it a try. Just know what you're getting into before you get into it, okay? That would be my advice. Okay, next thing. What is a posh party? Posh parties. I was really into posh parties when I first started. I'm not really that into them anymore. Posh parties are just like, Poshmark will put together, it's co-hosted most of the time by sellers on the app. And everybody who has the app can share to the posh party as long as they're within the guidelines. So a lot of times you'll see like activewear, and then you would only be allowed to share Nike, Adidas, Lululemon, Alo Yoga, whatever, you know, Poshmark has said is the acceptable brands. So anything in your closet that you have that meets that requirement can be shared to that party. To go a step further, the hosts of that party are picking items that they think are the best that have been shared. And I don't know if they have like a limit that they have to pick, or like they can only pick a certain amount. I'm not sure about that because I've never hosted. But then their host picks go into like this private room basically. So like as a buyer, you could go into the party and then into the room and see what the hosts have chosen as like highlighted items essentially, and then you can shop from there. Now, I don't think that you get more sales by sharing to a posh party. I don't think buyers are buying that way. That's just my opinion. I think that most of the people who are searching for an item on Poshmark or any other platform are going to go right to the search bar and search what they're looking for. Even if they don't have like a, you know, an exact thing that they're looking for. Say they're looking for a pair of brown riding boots, but they don't care what brand they are, or, you know, if they have braiding or whatever. They're going to just type in brown riding boots, their size. And then if you have recently shared your item, it's going to come to the top. So that's how most buyers are buying, in my opinion. I don't think people are just browsing through, and I could be wrong, but I don't believe that in the 2.5 years that I've been selling that anybody has purchased my item because it was shared to a posh party or because it was picked as a host pick. I have had a couple things picked as a host pick. Honestly, I delete them and relist them because to me, a host pick is like the kiss of death. It gets a ton of attention. You got likes, comments, all of these like emoji pictures and stuff. It gives me very much like MySpace vibes kind of. So like every time I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh, like maybe somebody bought it, and it's just another comment about congratulations on your host pick. And honestly, I just, no. So I will share to the last party of the day, because almost, I believe everything, you can share anything to the last party of the day. And most of the time, by that time, I've shared my closet 2 or 3 times a day, so it's not going to hurt anything. And I believe, this is my understanding, and I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that when you share to a party, when you share your own items to a party, it still boosts them in search, the same as if you were sharing them to your followers. So if you have to share your closet anyway and there's a party going on, I don't think it hurts anything. I wouldn't double share. Like, I wouldn't share to your followers and share to a party, if that makes sense. So, okay, next question. What do I think is more effective for sales? Self-shares, following other people, or sharing other people's items, which is called community shares? This is a tough one. Okay, the thing that I think boosts your sales the most is self-shares, no question. Share your own stuff first. However, if you've got time and you want to share other people's stuff, I think that also helps you in the algorithm. I have no proof of this. I just think that Poshmark is a social app, and they try to be a social app, and they're very adamant about saying they're a social app. So I think that you're going to get some bonus points for participating in the community aspect of it. So I think that community shares do help. I think if you've only got the time to do one of these things, share your own stuff. But also following, I don't do that. Like, Poshmark kind of follows people for you for a while. I will follow people if I like happen upon their closet and I'm like, oh, this is a really good closet. I'll follow them. But for the most part, I don't shop that way. Like, I don't shop through someone else's closet unless I know them personally, or like on Instagram or something like that. So I do follow most of the people that I follow on Instagram on Poshmark just to see, just to support basically. But honestly, like, I don't think following people helps your sales. That's just my opinion. I have no proof of this. Nobody really knows how the Poshmark algorithm works, so I think if they have a feature and you use the feature, I don't think it will hurt anything, because obviously they have the feature for a reason, right? So maybe they do want you to use it, and then they'll give you some bonus points for that. Okay, next question is, why is the shipping so high on Poshmark? Okay, I'm going to get on a soapbox for a minute. I understand that, like, if you're not a seller, right? If you're brand new to selling, that you maybe don't understand how shipping works on all of the platforms. But let me just be the one to tell you, Poshmark shipping is thebomb.com. Okay? I feel passionately about this, okay? So USPS, the post office, is a business just like any other place, right? In order for them to give Poshmark a deal like this, where anything under 5 pounds ships for $7.11, they need to get something in return. What they're getting in return is the difference in shipping for first class mail. So first class mail is anything that's under a pound, and that usually, honestly, like, first class shipping now goes by where you live. So it didn't always used to be like that. It used to just be one like flat rate fee for each like ounce. But now it's the same as priority, where if I am shipping from the East Coast and I'm shipping to California, then it's going to be more money to ship the same item to California as it would be to ship somewhere in like the Midwest. So you can see things that are like higher, like 12, 13 ounces, honestly shipping for like $4.50, $5. So yes, that is cheaper than Poshmark normally. But your 5 pound pair of shoes or 5 pound box of a bundle or whatever it is, $20, it could potentially take that to ship. So there has to be some give and take, right? So if Poshmark is losing, let's say $10, okay? Let's say something like heavy ships for $17. Poshmark is losing $10 that they would make on another shipping method or whatever, like if you ship that same thing from eBay. So they're missing out on their $10. So where are they going to make that up? Well, they're going to make it up in the, 6-ounce shirt that you just shipped for $7 that would have maybe cost you $4, and they're getting their $3 back that way. Does that make sense? So I'm okay with their shipping, honestly. Like, most of the things that I ship are over £1 anyway. Sweaters, jeans, shoes, bundles. Sometimes even like long sleeve shirts, if they're like a knit or whatever, can be over £1. Bags. It just like, and also it gives you the opportunity to package your items better, honestly. Like, I shipped out a hat today that I would have tried to put in a poly mailer. If it had sold on eBay, I would have put it in a poly mailer because it was cheaper to ship that way. However, because Poshmark charged the buyer for priority shipping, I was able to put it in a nice box and pack it up and not have to worry about the weight of that. So anyway, all that to say this, I have a very unpopular opinion when it comes to Poshmark shipping. I love it. I will defend it. Poshmark has no intention of trying to do 2 tiers of shipping like Mercari does. I don't know. That's what I have to say about that. So there's no other place that you can ship anything priority mail, which is anything over £1, for as cheap as you can ship it on Poshmark. So because of that, sometimes you have to deal with the shipping on the lower items as well. So as a seller, what you can do for this is just make sure that you have items that are worth bundling. So pick up the same sizes and the same styles, or make sure that you've got different items that can be paired. So a shirt and jeans and shoes. I was in a Posh and Coffee this past Saturday, and some of the girls were talking about that. I can't remember her name. I want to give credit where credit is due, but I cannot remember the names of the people. All that you need to know basically is that didn't come from me, but it's a great idea, so I'm going to share it with you. Put items together that you think would make a cute outfit. So instead of sharing your closet by category, maybe do a shirt that would go with like a similar pair of jeans that are like around the same size, and then a pair of shoes that like sweater, jeans, boots, scarf, bag, like all of that could potentially be bundled, and you're just giving the buyers kind of like an aesthetic way to see that, and they're like, oh, that's my size, that's a perfect outfit, I'm gonna buy that all. Bundle it, and then they only have to pay the $7.11 one time. So there's that. And then also, if you I'm a big component of communicating with your buyer. So put your smaller items into a bundle and explain to your buyer, hey, I know that shipping's super high, this is only a 3-ounce item, like if it's a jewelry or whatever. If there's anything else in my closet that you would like to bundle with this, I would be happy to accept an offer on a bundle. That way you only have to pay the shipping one time or whatever. Like, explain it to them, because not everybody knows that. You can do that, okay? So that's my 2 cents on the shipping. It's probably not what you wanted to hear, honestly, like, but you're here for my opinion, and that's what you're going to get. So, okay, next is, what are the Poshmark fees? This is a simple one. Anything that's under $15 is a flat fee of $2.95. Anything over $15 is 20%. And yes, that is high. eBay is 10 to 12%. Mercari is 10% going up in October. But so yes, Poshmark is one of the higher ones. That's just what it is. Like, I think you get a lot from Poshmark that makes the fees worth it. Some people don't think that. So just know that when you're going into Poshmark per se, if you've chosen Poshmark as a platform for you to try, like right out of the gate, just be aware that you have a 20% fee for most of your items, and then just price accordingly. And if you wanted to get, $15 out of pocket, no, like net after fees, make sure you're pricing that way. And Poshmark is awesome because they tell you as you're doing your listing, hey, I priced this at $20. Okay, you're going to get $16. Perfect. And they also do that when you get an offer, when you receive an offer, or when you send one out. So if you send an offer out, it'll say offer $16. You'll get I don't know, whatever 20% of 16 is. I can't do math in my head real quick, but it'll tell you before you send the offer so that you are okay with that before you send it. So does that make sense? I don't know. That's that. So that's fees. How easy is it to get in touch with Poshmark support? Okay, this is one of the things I think is a negative for Poshmark, honestly. They do not have a phone number. They only have an email address, and it usually takes about 24 to 48 hours for them to respond to you. They've always responded to me. I think I've had to contact support twice, and they got back to me within a timely manner. So that was good. But if you had like an emergency situation or you really wanted to talk to somebody right now, you can't do that on Poshmark. So that kind of sucks, but it is what it is. But they only have an email address. I don't know if they're planning on getting a phone number or if they like it like that. I don't know. So I will say eBay's customer service is much better most of the time. At least in order to get in touch with them is a lot better than Poshmark. So that's probably, I would say, like one of the more negative things about the app. Okay, we were just talking about this. Bundles. Explain bundles. Okay, so to me, the easiest way to kind of understand a bundle is like an add to cart on Amazon. That's like how I think of it. So you're shopping through someone's closet. Now you can only bundle items in the same closet. I can't like go to your closet and pick 2 items and then come to my closet and pick 2 items and get the same shipping. It doesn't work that way, unfortunately. I wish it did, but it doesn't. So, but what I can do is buy 2 or 3 items from your closet and I'll only have to pay the shipping one time. So, like we were just talking about with the shipping, that helps with the high price of the shipping. So, and then also bundles is the only way that you can have a private message with your buyer. So I put things in bundles all the time just because I want to have a conversation that's not visible to everyone. So I think it's rude when you ask on someone's listing, what's the lowest you'll go? I think that's a rude question anyway, but if you were to ask that, it would need to be on a private sector, right? Because it's just common courtesy in my opinion. So if somebody does that on my listing, if they're like, what's the lowest you'll go? I will take that item and I'll put it in a bundle for the buyer. And then I will answer them in the bundle so that it's not on the listing. And then I honestly delete the listing and relist because I don't want that on my comments. There's no way to delete comments on Poshmark's like under your listings, unfortunately. So I would have to relist that item if I didn't want that on there. But that's what I use the bundles for. I also have a video, I'm sure you've seen it, on how I use bundle feature for closet clear out. And I'll just put everything into a bundle and send out a message saying like, hey, today's closet clear out. If you want to purchase this item, and it's only one item because you can't do closet clear out on 2. If you want to purchase this item, I will drop the price 10%. Poshmark will offer you discounted shipping. Let me know if you want to accept. And that has been working for me. And I did a whole video on that, so I might link it up here somewhere if you wanted to check that out. But, so I use the bundle feature a lot, honestly. And mostly just to communicate, but it's also great for shipping. Okay. This video is very long, I'm sorry. Next. Okay, let's keep it the bundle theme. How do you remove items from your bundle? So I had somebody ask me this. Somebody had added a bunch of stuff to a bundle for one of my friends, and it was stuff obviously that she hadn't even liked, like, because you can do that. You can like style people on Poshmark. So I could take something that is not even your size, style, anything, which I think is dumb. Like, I think they need to get rid of that, but that's like a whole nother soapbox. But so I could take my small shirt and put it into my closet where I'm plus size. I'm not gonna be a size small, so I don't know why you're sharing your shirt with me, because I'm not gonna buy that. So anyway, and also like I wasn't looking for it, so like I don't know why you're sharing it to my bundle. I don't get that at all. But anyway, people do it all the time. So I just leave the bundle alone, honestly. Like, I don't even bother with it. But if it's bothering you and you want to remove it, it's very simple. You just go into your bundle and there's a literal button that says remove underneath each item. You just remove each item. If they keep putting stuff back into your bundle, maybe message them and be like, hey, please stop doing this. If they continue to do that, just block them and be done with that. So that's that. I think that feature is dumb. I've already said that. So we're moving on. Okay, the last question, this is number 10. How does the rating system work and how do you receive your payment on Poshmark? Okay, this is very basic. Mercari kind of does the same thing as well. So when I send an item out to you, once you receive it and the tracking says you received it today, you have 3 days to accept the item. So theoretically, you would open it, look at it, make sure that it's what you ordered, it has no flaws, it's, you know, that you're happy with it. Then you would go on to the app and you would rate 1 through 5. And as soon as the rating is complete, the funds get released to the seller. In the event that that doesn't happen within 3 days, as a buyer, you have lost your window to complain, basically. And then after 3 days, Poshmark will automatically release the funds to the seller. So that's kind of cool. But it also is kind of a pain to have to wait that long for your payment. But that's kind of how they keep everything fair. So, I mean, I understand it. I'm not thrilled about it because most people do not go back in and rate. Like, that's just not something that's in their mind. Because if you think about, like, Amazon, which is, like, the biggest buying and selling platform in the world, right? Like, I don't have to go into Amazon and accept my order. Like, it just comes to me and I forget about it. So unless I have a bad experience, I don't always think about going on and giving a rating. So obviously I do as a seller because it bothers me when people don't do it just because my money is being held up. But it doesn't always happen. So sometimes you have to wait the 3 days. But you can go in, if you go to My Sales, you can go into the item and see like when it was delivered, and it will tell you like item delivered September 20th. And that way you can see how many days until you get your money. So that's just kind of how it is. Like, I don't know. And that was my rant. I feel like I went on some rants, and like I don't even think I've like scratched the surface of everything that's in Poshmark, right? We didn't talk about Posh Stories, which bleh. We didn't talk about offers to likers. We didn't talk about a lot of stuff. So maybe I'll do a part 2. Maybe I won't. Maybe you guys already know this stuff. If you have any questions and you are interested in a part 2 or you want to talk about anything, leave me a comment, send me a DM on Instagram, whatever, however you decide that you want to get in touch with me. If you have more questions, or if you didn't like any of my answers, let me know. Thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.